Hi everyone. I wanted to record a devlog for this game I've been working on, Ultima TD. It is a tower defense roguelite, although it has no roguelite elements at the moment. This is your typical level selection. Um, there's only going to be one game difficulty, but the stars represent challenges, so you'll get 1 star for beating the level at its without any additional challenges added on, and then you'll need to add more and so on. Um, so we have our game board here. So the way this works is sort of like an auto battler where you have a shop, and these are towers that you can choose from and buy. This is your currency up here in the top right. So we're just going to buy 2 towers for now, and then we go to build, and we place them. So let's I'm gonna change. So I changed the targeting of this enemy to kill the highest HP enemies. The little robots have more HP than the spiders. This tower in the back here should be able to handle the spiders. So basically, the enemies are following path. They're trying to get to this little green spot here. In this game, when you leak, let's just hit E, which is a little cheat code I've added for now. It simulates a leak. As you see here, this tile blew up. So when you leak, your tiles blow up on the map. So let's just blow up a couple more for fun. And as you see here, we actually lost our tower because the tile that this tower was hosted on blew up. You can replace them. There's no actual penalty. But if you leak during a round and the tower is removed during a round, it actually gets put on a cooldown before you can place it again. So I thought this was an interesting way to do this because in tower defense games, positioning is very important. So, for example, this tower with just 1 range, this tile that blew up was the best spot to put this. There actually isn't really a great spot to put it. This is not quite as optimal as the other one before. I think we're going to leak again. Okay. So your game is over when your entire map has blown up and you have no more tiles left. The path tiles will never blow up. It's only the other one. So as you see, we lost our tower here again. And you can see it's on cooldown here, so we have to wait before we can place it. We could just buy more towers. So we just buy this little laser tower, put him down, but we won the round anyway. Just hit space to start the next round quickly. You can buy multiple copies of the same tower. So this pinwheel that we have with the spinning fire, it's now level 2. I don't really have a good place to put it. I guess here. So the towers all kind of do different things. This tower, it spins faster as you start to level it up, and because it's spinning faster, it's going to hit them more often and therefore deal more damage. Some gain increased range. Some towers all have these abilities too. So increases damage by 10% while attacking the same enemy, up to 180%. So this is really good against like bosses and elite enemies that might be tougher to take down. And then you can always change the targeting. So right now it's targets enemies closest to the end of the path, and then lowest health, highest health, and targets elite enemies. So, if you had a tower like this, you might want to keep it on prioritizing elites. In the top left, you have your power here. So each tower costs a particular amount of power to place down. So these add up to 75, and we have 75, so that's fine. But if we were to put another tower, let's buy this guy. So if we put this 4th tower down, this is going to be a problem because it'll be 100 out of 75. And this brings our power efficiency down to 34%. So this means that the towers are actually doing 34% of their normal damage instead of full damage. So you can recall towers voluntarily, but during a round, they'll also put them on cooldown, kind of like when you lose them from a tile blowing up. Yeah, so you're limited by your power up here. That goes up as the wave level increases. So the further you get, the more power you'll get. letting you place more towers. You'll continue to get resources after every wave. I decided to decouple the the money, and usually in tower defense games you get money when you kill enemies. But I didn't like that because if you put a lot of enemies or a certain combination of enemies, it affects how much money the player will get. So I've decided you just get a certain amount of money at the end of a wave, irregardless of which enemies you actually kill. So that lets me kind of, play around with it a little bit more, which for balancing reasons I think will be better. But yeah, that's pretty much it right now. I've been working on this game for about a month. I started at the beginning of January, so it's been less than a month. But I've made a lot of progress so far. I've basically been spending all my free time on this. I go from working to working on this. I work 9 to 5, and then usually I'll take like a 30-minute break after work, eat something, and then I just start working on this for the rest of the day. Yeah, I find it fun. To me, it's a hobby. I enjoy it. I wouldn't do it if I wasn't having fun, because it's not like this is going to sell 1 million copies and make me rich. Although that would be nice, wouldn't it? So yeah, games coming along. Another thing I should mention. Is this the last wave? Yeah, it is. So if you hit M, this brings up the mastery. When you buy, I forgot to mention down here. So Pea Shooter is the name of the tower. Under it says Frost. This is not a great example. Okay, the Frosty Flamer, it's a blaze type. So we have 2 points. When you buy this, now we have 3 points. So every time you buy a blaze tower, you get a blaze mastery point. And you can spend these points to... every mastery tree has masteries that will affect towers of that type, so the blaze towers. Or it has some global... Oh, that's a bug. I need to fix that. This didn't close. Yeah, this is actually what I've been working on today, so I'm not surprised I haven't figured that one out yet. That's a simple fix. Anyway, where was I? So, you buy, let's say we buy the Blaze Tower here. Now we have a Blaze Point. There are 4 Blaze Towers, although I've only actually added 2 into the game so far. It's like that pinwheel with the spinning... This guy? Where are we? Right, so there's a mastery here to make it rotate faster, which would up its damage. And then a lot of the masteries have trade-offs, like the pinwheel will deal increased damage to elite enemies, but reduce damage to non-elite enemies. There's the Frosty Tower, where is that? This, but I don't have enough money to buy it. Basically, that tower will slow enemies, but there's a mastery that makes it so it doesn't slow, and we're leaking pretty bad here because I didn't put 2 towers down. It basically changes it where it gets rid of the utility in exchange for more damage. So a lot of these masteries they're not just number increases. There's a little bit of thought behind them, which ones to pick and go for. So every type, so right now this is Blaze, which is the only one I've added to the game so far. Every type will have 4 towers. The goal is to have 11 types, so 44 towers. I've started to work on Frost, although nothing has been added here yet. That's the second one I'm working on. As you see here, there's a few Frost towers down here in the shop. So buying these would increase our Frost points, so we have 1 here now. If we just click it, now we don't have any. But yeah, that's kind of it right now. Like I said, I've been working on this for about a month, so still a lot more to do. I should mention damage types, I guess. So if you see here, the enemies have gray health bars. That means they're armor type enemies. There's 3 types of damage. We're going to lose here, but this is fine. There's 3 types of damage. There's heat damage, energy, and kinetic damage. And it's sort of like a rock, paper, scissors where... heat is good against health enemies, but it's bad against shields. Kinetic is good against armor, but it's bad against... which one is it bad against? Let's find out. You think I would know this in my own game. So let's see. Kinetic damage does 50% increased damage to armor enemies and 50% reduced damage to shield enemies. Oh, so heat must be... Let's see. Let's change this to highest HP. There we go. So heat does increased damage to health, but reduced to armor. Okay. Right, so these are armor enemies, based on the color you can see here. I actually haven't added more enemies yet. There's only 2 enemies so far. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at right now. Um, Sort of coming up with more towers to add, more enemies to add, and it's just a matter of creating some levels, and it's coming along. I'm pretty happy with where the game is at for being less than a month old. That's pretty much it. I didn't really think of what to talk about before starting recording, which I probably should have done. But yeah, if you have any thoughts, questions, comments, just feel free to leave them in the comment section. And I should be starting a playtest for the game. I'm hoping to get it ready by March. Basically, they want to be further away from enemies, but their projectiles can be blocked and intercepted. So let's move him here. If he was trying to fire down here, but there's enemies right in front of him, the enemies right in front of him are going to take the bullet. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it for now. I'm just going to keep working on it. Got to go fix that bug that came up before. And, yep, I'll see you in the next one.